A young woman and her boyfriend are just leaving a club. They have just ordered food to go and are parked outside a CVS store while they wait for their food to be prepared. They collect their food, but just as they are about to leave to go home, they notice something in the rear view mirror, a car pulling up behind them with the lights out. The suspicious car parks right behind them. Two masked gunmen jump out of the car and head towards them. In the blink of an eye, they're now in a full-blown gunfight. Bullets are being fired. People in the streets are running for their lives, and one of the car occupants has been struck. But who were these people? And what provoked such a random, deadly attack on what was supposed to be a fun, relaxing night out?
So it's Saturday, January 14th, 2023, and in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, a 23-year-old woman named Jamea is getting ready to go out for the evening. She's in her apartment, picking out an outfit, just before she applies her makeup. She texts her boyfriend Cedric about what time he's coming to pick her up, but right now in this moment, Jamea has no idea that she has less than 24 hours before she takes her final breath. She doesn't know that tomorrow, her 5-year-old son Kane will wake up without a mother. She doesn't know that her family will be planning her funeral instead of planning her next birthday. She doesn't know that her name is about to become part of a story that will spark national outrage and raise serious questions about justice, privilege, and accountability in America. In this moment, Jamea is just a young mother, a college student at the University of Alabama, getting ready for a night out with her boyfriend. She's excited. It's the weekend, she works hard, she deserves to have some fun. But there are other people getting ready to go out tonight too. Their paths are about to cross, and when their paths finally cross, it will end in tragedy. Before we dive into today's story, let me tell you about who Jamea Harris is. She's an intelligent, beautiful 23-year-old young woman with her whole life ahead of her. Originally from New Jersey, she moved to Alabama to build a better life for herself and her son. Kane is 5 years old, and if you ask anyone who knows Jamea, they'll tell you that being a mother is her greatest joy. Everything she does, every decision she makes, it's all for that little boy. She once said that she never knew what true love was until the day she made him. As well as being a mother, Jamea is also a student at the University of Alabama. She's working hard, balancing motherhood with her studies, trying to create opportunities for herself and her child. Her family describes her as ambitious, loving, warm. She's the kind of person who lights up a room when she walks in. She's got this infectious energy, this smile that makes everyone around her feel good. And tonight, she's looking forward to just being young and celebrating life. She's arranged for someone to watch Kane. She's got plans to visit her favorite cousin with her boyfriend Cedric, tagging along for the ride. Although he was the designated driver on the night, they're going to head down to the Strip. That's what everyone calls the main entertainment area near the University of Alabama campus. It's supposed to be a fun night, a normal Saturday night out where she can let her hair down and relax with two of her favorite people. Jamea has no reason to think anything bad is going to happen, so around 10 or 11 p.m., Jamea and Cedric head out. The Strip is exactly what you'd imagine near a major college campus. It's lined with bars, restaurants, clubs, all packed with students and locals. Music is spilling out onto the streets. People are laughing. Groups of friends are bar hopping, just generally having a good time. It's January, so it's cold, but that doesn't stop anyone. This is Alabama during basketball season. The Crimson Tide are having an incredible year, currently ranked in the top 5 in the country. The energy on campus is electric. Everyone's excited, everyone's out celebrating. Jamea, Asia, and Cedric are just 3 people in a sea of hundreds, maybe thousands, who are out in Tuscaloosa tonight. They're grabbing drinks, talking about their week, making plans for the future, normal friend stuff. Jamea was excited to be chilling, making memories with her bae and her favorite cousin that she hadn't seen in a while. And somewhere else on the Strip, There are two University of Alabama basketball players hanging out. Their names are Darius Miles and another teammate. Miles is a freshman he stands tall at, 6 feet 9 inches. He's a forward for the Crimson Tide. He's living the dream that so many young athletes have, playing Division I basketball for one of the most prestigious programs in the country. Right now, these two worlds, Jamea's world and Darius's world, they're separate, but in a few hours, they're going to collide in the worst possible way. So, it starts getting late. It's past 1 a.m., creeping toward 1:30 in the morning on January 15th. The bars are starting to close. People are heading to their cars, calling Ubers, figuring out where to go next or whether to just call it a night. Jamea, Asia, and Cedric decide it's time to head home. Before they go, they order some food to go. But as it's cold, they decide to wait in the car while their food is being prepared. They walk to the car, which is parked somewhere near the strip. Jamea gets in the passenger seat. Asia gets behind the wheel. Cedric jumps in the back left passenger seat behind Asia. They're tired, maybe a little tipsy, ready to get home, get some grub and go to sleep. After a few minutes, Jamea and her cousin go to grab the food. As they're making their way back to the car, they're approached by two tall guys. Jamea's used to this. She's a very attractive young woman in her early 20s. She gets a lot of attention, especially from guys. They ask for her number. She's flattered, but declines. She's not interested, and she already has a man. Unfortunately, as most women are aware, the male ego is fragile. He doesn't take no for an answer and continues to pursue his quest, which is to obtain her phone number. Jamea, feeling uneasy, politely repeats she's not interested, and her cousin proceed to make their way back to the car, where Jamea's boyfriend is waiting, and quickly jump in and lock the doors. They bring Cedric up to speed on what just happened, but told him it was no big deal. But before they know it, both Darius and his acquaintances are currently standing outside the car, acting a fool, dancing and making faces, just doing anything to get the girls to pay them some attention. The girls don't bite. They're smarter than that. Then Darius knocks on the window. Cedric cracks the windows. "Can I help you?" he asks. "No, but she can," Darius replies with a smirk on his face. "She already told you she got a boyfriend, she's not interested. So I suggest you leave." Darius responds, "Man, you don't know who I am. You don't know what I do. I whack people." He's got a threatening glance on his face as he proceeds to back away from the car with his face still screwed up. Cedric's not afraid. He's got a piece he keeps in the car at all times. And as she saw Darius approaching the car, Jamea discreetly passed the firearm to him over the central armrest between the two seats. Luckily, Cedric's mother always taught him prevention was better than cure, so he doesn't brandish it. A few minutes go by, maybe 5 or 10, no more than 15. Asia starts the car, and they're about to pull out when something happens. According to what will later come out in police reports and court testimony, Darius, Miles, and co. reapproach their vehicle. Now, exactly what happens in this moment is something that people will argue about later. Some reports say he approaches the car and takes his gun out. They instantly exchange gunfire. Others say Darius boxed the car in with his own vehicle and started shooting. It's all up for debate. But here's what we know for certain. Just as Asia is getting ready to drive off, she looks in their rear-view mirror. There's a car acting strange. There's plenty of empty space on the road. Yet the car, which was just driving at a normal speed, cuts its headlights and comes to a slow crawl before parking a few feet behind them, as if it was trying not to be seen. Two people exit the vehicle. They notice the two figures approaching the car in their rear-view mirror. Although wearing slightly different attire, the two figures are very tall. It's kind of hard to be incognito and blend in when you're 6'9". As the figures get closer, Cedric notices the guys are wearing ski masks. He thinks to himself, that can't be a good sign. As they get within a few feet of the car, Cedric shouts, "Drive!" He winds the window down. Asia cranks the engine. Cedric lets out one shot into the air. It's a warning shot. A warning shot that would change the course of the lives of everyone involved forever. Within seconds, a barrage of bullets flies back towards their vehicle. Asia screams at her cousin Jamea, "Duck!" as she herself drops as low down on the driver's seat as possible. Jamea doesn't respond. She's in shock. But when the bullets stop flying and Asia sits up in her seat, checks herself to make sure she's good, she peers over at her cousin, who still hasn't moved since the bullets started flying. She's not in shock at all. She's been struck by a bullet that was not intended for her. Yet it found its way into her chin. The three men they were having an altercation with speed away into the night. Cedric and Asia are left alone with Jamea, desperately trying to save her life. He starts driving as fast as he can toward DCH Regional Medical Center. Asia is screaming her name, begging her to hold on, praying that she's going to be okay. But in her heart, she knows. She knows it's too late. Jamea is rushed into the emergency room at DCH Regional Medical Center. Doctors and nurses swarm around her, trying everything they can to save her life. There's nothing they can do. Jamea Harris is pronounced dead at the hospital in the early morning hours of January 15, 2023. Just like that, she's gone. A woman who was laughing and smiling just hours earlier. A woman who was supposed to go home, get some sleep, and wake up to hug her 5-year-old son. A woman who had her whole life ahead of her. Gone. Jamea Harris, a 23-year-old mother, a college student, a daughter, a girlfriend, a friend to so many people. Taken way too early in a senseless act of violence. Cedric and Asia are broken, and they have the daunting task of contacting the family to tell them that Jamea isn't ever coming home. And somewhere else in Tuscaloosa, Darius Miles and Brandon Miller know what they've done. They know that someone was shot. They know that they were involved. The question is, what are the authorities going to do about it? Within hours, the Tuscaloosa Police Department launches an investigation. They interview Cedric Davis. They collect evidence from the scene. They pull phone records and surveillance footage. And quickly, they identify Darius Miles and Brandon Miller as being involved in the shooting. The investigation reveals some shocking details. Brandon Miller received a text message from Darius Miles asking him to bring Miller's gun to the strip area. Miller complied. He drove to meet Miles with his firearm in the vehicle. But when the shooting occurred, it was neither Miller nor Miles who shot the fatal shot, but actually a man named Michael Lynn Davis. Miller then drove away from the scene with Miles in the car.
I swear, I love you more than you imagine.
On the afternoon of January 15th, the same day Jamea was killed, Darius Miles is arrested and charged with capital murder. But Brandon Miller? He's not arrested. Police say he's cooperating with the investigation, but he's not considered a suspect. He's described as a witness. Yes, you heard that right. The man that delivered the gun that ended Jamea's life and drove the shooter away from the crime scene after the fact is being listed as a witness. And this is where the story takes a turn that highlights the failures of the United States' so-called justice system. While Jamea's family is planning her funeral, While her 5-year-old son is asking where his mommy is, Brandon Miller is getting ready to play basketball. The University of Alabama and head coach Nate Oates make the decision to keep Miller on the team. He continues to play. In fact, he plays that very week, just days after JAMAEA's death. And Miller doesn't just play, he dominates. He goes on to have an incredible season. He's named SEC Player of the Year. He becomes a first-team All-American. He's one of the best players in the entire country. Coach Oates initially defends Miller, saying he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Working with law enforcement the entire time, the whole situation's sad. You just think of it, the team closed practice with a prayer for the situation today. Again, knowing that we had this trial today, you think of Jamea and her family and Kane, really think about her son Kane that was left behind. So it's sad. We knew about that. Can't control everything anybody does outside of practice. Nobody knew that was going to happen. College kids are out. Brandon hasn't been in any type of trouble or seen any type of trouble in this case. Like, the wrong spot at the wrong time. So we'll address it.
After public backlash, Oates apologizes for his comments, but nothing changes. Miller keeps playing. In March 2023, a grand jury declines to indict Brandon Miller. Prosecutors say they can't prove Miller knew a shooting was going to occur when he brought the gun. Cedric Johnson, meanwhile, the victim's boyfriend who fired a warning shot trying to protect himself and Jamea. He's arrested and charged with murder. Yes, you heard that right. The prosecutors charge him with murder because he fired first, even though he was being actively hunted by masked gunmen. You couldn't make this stuff up. Those charges will eventually be dropped in October 2023, with the court agreeing he acted in self-defense. But for months, Cedric has to live with being charged with the murder of his own girlfriend, along with all the psychological trauma that came along with witnessing the love of his life get executed in front of him. The nightmares, the sleepless nights, and survivor's guilt. On top of all of this, this man has to also deal with the fact that he may be going to prison for the rest of his life, charged with the murder of the love of his life. At the end of the season, Brandon Miller declares for the NBA draft. He's selected 2nd overall by the Charlotte Hornets. He signs a multi-million-dollar contract. His life goes on like nothing happened. Jamea's mother, DeCarla Cotton, must watch all of this happen. She has to see the man whose gun killed her daughter achieve his dreams, become wealthy beyond imagination, and face zero consequences for his actions. So here's what we're left with. Fast forward to May 2025. In the month of May, Michael, one of the men involved in the fatal shooting, finds out his fate. After 4 days of testimony, the jury deliberated for a little more than an hour before reaching a verdict. On the 9th of May 2025, a Tuscaloosa County jury found Michael Lynn Davis, co-defendant of former Alabama basketball player Darius Miles, guilty of capital murder in the January 2023 death of Jamea Harris. We are very happy that the jury listened to the evidence and came to the decision that they did, Chief Assistant District Attorney Paula Whitley told reporters after the verdict. With the hard work of law enforcement and the ongoing commitment from the family, we are very satisfied with the outcome of this case. Darius Miles, who has also been charged with capital murder in connection with the fatal shooting of 23-year-old Jamea Harris on January 15, 2023. He has been held without bond in the Tuscaloosa County Jail since his arrest. The capital murder trial for former Alabama basketball player Darius Miles is scheduled to begin the week of December 1, 2025, in Tuscaloosa Circuit Court. Jury selection is expected to begin the week prior in late November. As for Brandon Miller, the man that provided the weapon for the crime, his life is for the most part unaffected. Brandon Miller is living his dream of playing professional basketball. He is currently under a 4-year, $49.38 million rookie contract with the Charlotte Hornets, which he signed after being drafted 2nd overall in 2023. The team has exercised his 4th-year option, guaranteeing him a $15.1 million salary for the 2026-27 season. It was deemed there was just not enough evidence to prove that he knew a shooting was going to take place when Darius asked him to bring the firearm. A young mother is dead. She was killed by a bullet from a gun that was brought to the scene by someone who admitted he was asked to bring it. That person faced no criminal charges. Instead, he went on to become a successful multi-millionaire. And Jamea's family? They've filed a wrongful death lawsuit. They're seeking damages, but more than that, they're seeking acknowledgement. They're seeking justice. They want people to know that Jamea's life mattered. Because here's the thing that gets lost in all the legal arguments, all the debates about who's responsible and who should be charged. Jamea Harris was a real person. She had dreams. She had a child who needed her. She had a family who loved her. She went out for a normal Saturday night, and she never came home. On January 14, 2023, Jamea Harris was getting ready to go out with her boyfriend. She was excited. She was happy. Most importantly, she was alive. By the early morning hours of January 15th, she was dead, killed by a bullet fired during a confrontation that she had nothing to do with, caught in the crossfire of a situation she never asked to be part of. Her son Kane is now growing up without his mother. He'll never get to have her at his graduations, his birthdays, his wedding. He'll never get to introduce her to his own children someday. Her family has a hole that will never be filled. And the person whose gun ended Jamea's life, he's playing professional basketball, living his dream, while Jamea's family is left to pick up the pieces of theirs. This is the story of Jamea Harris, a young woman who deserved so much more than the hand she was dealt on that January night in Tuscaloosa. A lot of us have experienced the pain that comes with the loss of a loved one. The pain never really goes away. Over time, you just have to adjust and learn to live with it, but no one, and I mean no one, should ever have to endure the pain of losing their child. That being said, even though we have literally no association with the family, they still have an active Fund Me page up that never reached its target. I will place the link in the video description below. Please, can we consider donating? Rest in peace, Jamea.